What's up, guys? Mr. Fit to Flourish, and today I wanted to talk about real quickly ways that you can minimize your losses when trading. Okay, the first thing that you want to do, this is going to be a pretty short lesson here, but the first thing you want to do is analyze your play, and realize on the chart what area on the chart will tell me if I am wrong about the direction of the trade. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's take these lines off. Okay, so if we think that this chart is a bullish chart, okay, we think, hey, this stock is probably going to go up. This is meta. Hey, I'm going to get calls, or I'm going to buy this stock. I think it's going to go up. When should you exit your trade? And then you need to point to an area on the chart where if we get below said point, you think, okay, I'm completely wrong. I'm done. I'm completely wrong. This is gonna go down. Okay. If you were to look at this chart, where would you say, oh, okay, well, I'm completely wrong. This is probably gonna go down. I would say if we close below like this wick right here, because right now we're all the way up here. This is where we're closing, right? But if this starts to come back, and then we close below this level here, this is probably just gonna start coming down. We're going to fill this gap right here and just start coming down, right? So those are areas, and a lot of people call these different areas of like, okay, where do you get out? That's your stop loss, okay? Your stop loss. And that's not like a true stop loss. There's different ways to do stop losses. I have videos on stop losses, and I'll make some more videos on stop losses. But the first thing you need to understand is, where am I incorrect about the trade? Where on this chart shows me I am completely incorrect about the trade? That's the first thing you need to think about. The second thing you need to think about is going to be, all right, well, how much am I willing to spend? How much am I willing to lose, honestly? How much am I willing to lose? So for instance, you need to understand, like, hey, if I put in $15,000 into this trade, and let's say that I get stopped out, so it gets below that area on the chart that I thought is, like, if we go below that, it's completely wrong. So if I put in $15,000, let's put this up here in this black space here. So if I put in $15,000 and I get stopped out, and let's say it hits that area on the chart, and now I'm down at negative 30%. Well, negative 30%, you just lost negative $5,000. Okay. Now, like, we're talking in percentage and dollar amounts. Now, I don't care how much you have in your account. I don't care how much you're trading with, but you need to understand what is significant to you. What is your threshold? So let's say you put in 15K and you have a $2 million account. Well, 15,000 is not going to be that much for your account. But let's say you have a 15K account and you put in all 15K. All right. Now you're down negative $5,000. You're down 30% on your account. Okay. That is a significant chunk of your entire account. Now let's say that that is your entire account. Okay. But you have this risk tolerance where, okay, like, all right, I'm left with 10K. I can turn that 10K into 100K. And that's not actually how much I'm actually worth. Which is kind of how I like to trade. I like to put money into my account, but I need it to be at margin, so I have it at least at 25K, okay, right? So, well, I usually do a cushion 30K, but you at least have this much in your account. You're like, I could turn that 10K to 100K real quick, right? So you're not really scared. That's and that's fine. All right, cool. I'm willing to lose 30% on this trade, but really, risk tolerance comes down to what is going to keep you profitable, what's going to keep you positive more than negative. And if this amount is a large amount to you, so these are subjective, okay? A lot of these amounts are going to be subjective based on what's going to keep you profitable. Don't listen to anyone who's like, oh, well, 1% is safe, or 10% is safe, or hey, put everything in. Like, it doesn't matter. Like people trade all the different ways and are still profitable. What is going to work for you? What's working for you? Document that is what you need to do. But you need to understand, how much am I, this is the question you ask yourself, how much am I willing to lose on this trade? That's the number one question. The number one thing you need to be asking yourself when you're getting into trades. How much am I willing to lose to find out if I am correct? Okay. So that's the big thing that I ask myself. Okay. How much am I willing to lose to find out if I am right about the direction and magnitude of this trade? Okay, so how much am I willing to lose? And the answer to become the best trader, like, of all time, okay, to be a really good trader, and this is what a lot of people struggle with. I struggle with this too. I'm human, right? The answer should be everything. Now you're like, hold up, what the heck? What video am I watching right now? What is this guy saying? Until you understand this in your trading, you're never going to be that elite trader. You're never going to be the elite trader until you understand this. How much am I willing to lose to find out if I am right about the direction and magnitude of the trade? The answer should be everything. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you put in 15K, and we trade options, I trade options, right? So if you put in 15K into this trade, you need to understand that 15K trading options, it can go to zero. There is a possibility. There's a very low possibility if you push out your contracts, but high possibility if it's a volatile trade. But there's a possibility that this 15,000 can go to zero. Okay. So if you put in an amount and you're like, oh man, if this goes to zero, I'm cooked, I'm done, like, it's my life savings, then you know that you're sizing in too much on the trade, and you're trading with hopium, with the hope that it goes to infinity, bajinity, like a GameStop play. That's what everyone in their mind is thinking. GameStop. It's like in the back of everyone's mind. Like, I hope I get a GameStop play, hopium, right? So if this number right here is too big, so if your threshold is like, all right, 30%, if it goes down 30%, I know I'm probably wrong. Okay. Or let's say some people, like, for me, I'm like, all right, if it goes down 50% on an option trade, I'm like, yo, I'm definitely wrong. Okay. So 50% of 15K is, hey, you just went down 7,500. Now, if this makes your stomach churn, like, holy shit, dude, like, I just lost $7,500 on a trade. Like, if that's too much, you need a downside. So what is manageable for you? Okay. So let's say you put in $500 and you go down $250 because you got stopped out at 50%, negative 50%. You're like, okay, I just went down $250. Who cares? That's like a new pair of shoes. Who cares, right? You can make that in 5 seconds on a different trade. Then that's when you're going to start getting comfortable trading, because you're going to stop focusing on the dollar amount and start focusing on the setup, and you won't even go down 50%. You won't get stopped out. Okay. So you need to get comfortable with what is the number in my head that if I lose this much today, it will not bother me. Okay. Whatever that number is, put it in, let it ride, let the trade go. Okay. Let the trade go and start doing that consistently with that small number. Okay. Anyways, it's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish, and I'm out. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.